friends, welcome back to the Smokey podcast. This is Jordan Jones. Happy New Year, man. I want to check in with y'all. This is going to be an ongoing thing where every 3 days I want to check in and let y'all know what's going on, what's happening with me. And this is a brainchild that came out of my anxiety that I've been having about the podcast recently. I have an episode that is supposed to be coming out soon, episode 78 with Spade Hussein. He's a Forex trader, really dope dude, interesting story. And usually I record 2 cameras. I have one, my DSLR that I have shooting at the guest, and then I use my phone right now for the wide angle of me and the guest together. This episode, I don't know where the phone recording is at. So I'm hoping maybe I recorded it on bro's cell phone. I don't remember, but I don't have the angle on there. So that was just giving me a whole lot of stress and anxiety. Like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna do this episode? And that's one of the things that I've been struggling with is stress about the overall quality. Now that I've been moving out of the studio and I'm getting to recording on my own, it's been a bit of a challenge. And some of it is just a lack of equipment. Others is a lack of, just being in the moment, talking to people while you're setting everything up, just forgetting things. Like, that's something that it's slowing me down. And then afterwards, when it's time to edit, I'd be feeling like, fuck, like I'm dreading it because I don't want to see the mistake I made, because then I had that mistake and it's like, fuck, my heart just sinks. I felt like I just lost the Super Bowl. Like, that's really how I'll be feeling when something's wrong with that episode. It feels like I just lost the Super Bowl. Like, what the fuck? I cannot believe it. Like, oh my God, if I would have just caught that pass, which I've never had that, I would not drop a shit. If I would have just made that layup, goddamn. But anyway, I reached out to bro on IG to see if that was a thing. But I say all that to say, I wanted to be able to document the journey that I'm having. Now that I have 6,000 new subscribers, who most of y'all probably came from the Artlana short. Big shout out to Artlana. He's actually going to be coming back on the pod coming soon. But I just wanted to kind of build an audience, build more of a community along with the folks that I'm connecting with. And I want to be able to, at the end of the day, just be accountable on the progress that I'm making. I have big goals and dreams for this podcast. I want to take it far. Right now, it's focused on interviewing creatives, entrepreneurs, musicians, artists, people who are creating things for other people, or just people who have interesting stories where they're creating a life for themselves that encourages you to take chances, risks, leaps, and do the same for yourself. So that's my niche right now, and I love where I'm at. I'm at I'm 77 episodes published so far. We're coming up on 78. But in the future, I want to take it even bigger and better, which I have a lot of things planned, but first things first is I need to get the production right. I need to get the process down a little bit, get a little bit more equipment, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the future in a moment, but I want to go ahead and share with you all just this quick little list I have of what you can expect coming up. So, as I was mentioning, I have episode 78 coming with Spade Hussein. It's going to drop regardless whether I find that other angle or not. I'll have to get creative when it comes to making it. So stay tuned on that. I interviewed him like the first week of December, and it's coming out a month later. It's the holidays, you know what I'm saying? I needed to take a little break. But that's coming out soon. Shout out to Spade. Artlana. I think he's going to be returning to the podcast. He said he has some big updates to share. So I'm coordinating with his manager to go ahead and get that locked in. And then Boniface Ogunti. He's actually a guy I met through Artlana, and he is dope as fuck. 24-year-old, I think he's 24, 25, young millionaire. He's one of those Shopify marketing gurus who will help you scale your business to 100K a month. So I need once I get my bread right, I'm probably gonna go ahead and have him scale me up a shot. But we're gonna learn more about him, and he's he introduced me to Durain Delevante, who's a consumer law expert. I had him on the podcast, so he's already been a great resource. He just seems to know hella people in the city. I've been seeing him around doing big things everywhere he go in his McLaren. So can't wait to tap in with bro. We're actually gonna record that at his house because he's got the production set up. He got the cameras. He's got the whole vibe. So I'm trying to get like bro. But as I think about upgrading the podcast and taking it to the next step, I really do want it to be a Joe Rogan clone. Obviously everybody says that. Who doesn't want to be Joe Rogan? But I want to get to the podcast to a point where anybody's going to pick up my call and want to hop on the pod. And right now it benefits three ways. So right now I'm interviewing all types of artists, giving them a platform to share their story, promote what they got going on, and it's really just a nice way to get free promo for them. But then I'm also growing as an interviewer, a host, a YouTuber, building that skill set, sharpening my craft. And then of course the audience gets interesting stories, educational information, and a little bit of inspiration peppered in there as well. Eventually I want to take it to, imagine I'm at Joe Rogan's level where, okay, anyone's picking up my call. What's the next, frontier? Because, Joe Rogan's probably the king of that shit. How can we push it even further? And what I'm thinking of is real life events. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing the podcast with Bad Bunny and we're on a yacht. Or, I'm doing the podcast with Spike Lee at Madison Square Garden. Or, me and Playboy Cardi, we're at, Magic City in Atlanta with the strippers and shit in the back. The same way they do the verses and they had that, like at a club or something, motherfuckers are buying bottles to go to a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of level and the vision that I have for it. And so I appreciate you all for tuning in because you all help it get that much farther. And so, in that same vein of kind of projecting and putting out there what we want to bring forth, these are two guests that are top of mind that I really, really want to get on because I'm just interested and I'm a fan. And number one is Sexy Red. Obviously, she's super hot right now. Rolling Stone talking about she had the best song of the year, which Ski, it'd be hard to argue with that between her and Gunna, Fuck You Mean. But I just loved her rise, and I love the beats that she has too. She reminds me of like a Chief Keef style rapper. Just seeing how she's come up, that's kind of what the feels give me. It's giving me 16-year-old Chief Keef meteoric rise to fame, and I really want to get her take on. Well, first of all, just her as a person. Like, what did she grow up? What is she like as a mom? Like, I'm just genuinely curious about that. But I also want to know, how does she feel about kind of the things that she's basically like the poster child for rap music is bad and it's ruining our community, which has been a theme for rap music since NWA hit the scene, and it's only arguably gotten worse and worse. But I'm just curious to see what she thinks. And I do wonder, like, is it a gimmick? The outlandishness? Is she being for real? Like, I'm genuinely curious, so I really do want to get her on the pod. And then Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin is a guy who I've been locked in since he was a youngin', 19 years old, because he's been in the game doing it at a high level for a while. And I've always had respect for Metro because of his drum pack. That shit just, it's different. And it's him on there because you hear them drums. And that boy don't miss. Him and 21 Savage together, him and Future together, shit. Him and Nav together, all that shit be going nuts. He's been collabing with fucking Kanye West. And I think he's even getting into streaming. I don't know if that's gonna be video games or, maybe him making beats, probably all the above. But yeah, Metro Boomin, I mean, when I seen that Red Bull Symphony thing, I was just like, man, this is exactly what I wanted from Metro. You know what I'm saying? A tuxedo, the gloves, the whole opera, the whole orchestra. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, if young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna suit you. We got him DJing, doing the ad libs and shit. Man, what a dope event. I wish I could have been a part of that. Would love to be a part of that in the future. So those are just two people top of mind. I have others that I have lined up more immediately. I have people that I do want to shoot aspirationally for, but I just wanted to bring up those two because literally when I think of who I really want to get, wish list, rub the genie magic off the bottle. I want I want Sexy Red and Metro Boomin. Obviously, I wouldn't turn down any other big artists or even regular artists. I wouldn't say big, just artists in general. I'm not turning them down. But priority, just thinking in my head, who I want to manifest, that's who I got right there. So again, I appreciate you all for tapping in. Have I even been showing the... Yeah, I haven't. Sheesh. I had to... I don't have my other monitor plugged in, so I'm over here like just hoping and praying this shit go right. But you know, with anything, it takes time and repetition, and so this is just the first time of many check-ins. But I do want to stay committed to you all as a creator, as a podcaster, as a person who cares about what they're doing. I want to thank you for contributing to it and expect great things from me, and look forward to a very prosperous 2024 for both you and I. Peace.